Hey guys, I hope you're all having a great day, and today's video is good news for people who like to play defensive and support characters. So I'll be going over some info on that very soon. First, I want to quickly mention I'm still doing the $50 Steam gift card giveaway. If you want to join, all you have to do is subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about these buffs. I'll talk about them in a moment. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into this. Okay, so first up, we're gonna talk about Rampart, and this is a bit of a longer section, so bear with me. I'll be going over a buff coming for her tactical, as well as how new weapons getting introduced is going to be basically an indirect buff to Rampart as well because of her passive ability. So some of you might know this already, but Rampart is getting a massive buff. If we go ahead and take a look at this image right here up on screen, this is coming from Shrugtal, but basically these are changes that they haven't rolled out yet. And these changes are all focused on the amped cover, which she has as a tactical ability. Now you might be wondering, okay, why did they all of a sudden decide to buff Rampart out of nowhere? Sure, they buffed Rampart when she had an heirloom, and that makes sense because it increases her pick rate before she got an heirloom, and of course that was a pretty solid buff, but now it seems like they're going to be doing it again, and in my personal opinion, I think this is because of our new legend in Newcastle. Now the thing is, I'd like to compare Newcastle to Rampart, but they are kind of different. Rampart has a different focus than Newcastle. Based on his abilities, we can see that Newcastle is mostly focused on defense and providing cover. His ultimate and his tactical are both focused on placing down cover that doesn't really provide you any offensive capabilities or offensive buffs. It's simply there to give you and your teammates cover. Not to mention his passive allows him to drag down teammates, so you can see that Newcastle is a very team-oriented character. With that being said, let's take a look at Rampart. Rampart is a more offensive version. Her tactical is amped cover, and yes, while it does provide cover for you and your teammates, the main ability of this tactical is to amplify the damage of your bullets and allow you to shoot the enemy while they can't shoot you back because they have to damage this shield first. Her passive allows her to be more powerful with LMGs, and her ultimate is of course an extremely powerful minigun. So while these two legends are generally focused on different sides of things, one being more offensive and one being more defensive, we still have to take note that with Newcastle's introduction into the game, there is going to be a slight shift in the amount of Rampart players, and especially since Rampart's pick rate is just getting lower and lower, well, there needs to be some changes that makes her a more viable legend, or at least a legend that is more fun to play. In this case, it seems like they're going with a route of making her more viable, as if you look at these changes right here, they're pretty freaking insane. They're increasing the initial build health by 3 times, which is in my opinion pretty freaking strong. The upper arm shield extension delay is cut down by over half the initial time, and both the front armor deploy duration as well as the placement delay have been reduced to almost half the original time. Okay, so now let's move on to the weapons part of this Rampart section. As you know, the Spitfire is going to be coming back to ground loot. Not to mention a new LMG has also gotten leaked, and it is going to be entering the game at some point in the future, and this is of course the Maelstrom LMG, a light ammo LMG that has an absolutely massive magazine size, especially since after you kill a person, it seems like it'll permanently increase your magazine size by 5 bullets, and this stacks up to 3 times, so you could have an extra 15 bullet magazine. Pair that along with Rampart's passive, I think you start to get the idea. And of course you combine this with the buff coming to her tactical, Rampart is about to become a pretty powerful legend. But yeah, that's enough about Rampart. Let's move on to some of the other support and defensive characters. Now moving on to the next legend, you've probably heard about this already, so I'll make it brief. With the introduction of smart loot bins, which basically look at what you have and give you what you need, Lifeline's ultimate is indirectly nerfed, as these loot bins basically do the same thing as her ultimate ability. With that being said, I wouldn't be surprised if Respawn goes ahead and introduces a sort of small rework or a small buff to Lifeline and her ultimate. But yeah, moving on to the next legend, we have Gibraltar, and of course he makes it into the list for today's video, as the changes that are coming to Gibby will most likely be pretty impactful. At the moment, we only have a general sense of what they might be changing, and of course these changes are mostly focused on his tactical, which is the dome shield. The thing to note is that the devs said in the past that they don't really want to go the route of making his dome shield have a sort of health bar, and this is of course similar to Lifeline's shield. A lot of people suggested that Lifeline's shield should get a sort of health bar, but of course they ended up removing that instead. Now with Gibraltar, they said they don't really want to add a health bar, so this really is a tough legend to have changes for. But yeah, there you go. I hope this gave you some insight as to what changes might be happening to the support and defensive legends that we currently have in the game. I'm very interested to see what you guys think about some of these changes, so I'll be looking forward to reading those comments. But yeah, that'll be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and of course, as always guys, stay safe, and I'll see ya in the next one. Peace out.